What's the saddest confession your teen told you? My daughter Amber sat across from me at our kitchen table, looking like she was about to throw up. She kept opening her mouth to say something, then closing it again. Her hands were shaking as she pushed her pasta around on her plate. I knew something big was coming because she'd asked if we could have dinner just the two of us while her mom was at book club. Finally, she looked up at me with tears already forming in her eyes and said, "Dad, I need to tell you something. I'm gay." The words came out in a rush, like she'd been holding her breath for years. I reached across the table and took her hand, telling her I loved her no matter what. That's when she completely broke down, sobbing harder than I'd ever seen. I moved around the table and held her while she cried into my shoulder. Her whole body was shaking and she kept saying sorry over and over. I told her she had nothing to apologize for and that being gay didn't change anything between us. She pulled back and looked at me with this expression of total disbelief, like I'd just told her the sky was green. That's when the truth started coming out. Amber told me she'd tried to have this same conversation with her mother 2 years ago when she was 14. She'd trusted her mom with her biggest secret, hoping for support and love. Instead, my wife had slapped her across the face so hard it left a mark for 3 days. Then came the screaming about sin and hell and how disgusting she was. My hands clenched into fists as Amber continued. Her mother had grabbed her by the shoulders and shaken her while yelling that she needed to pray the gay away. When Amber tried to defend herself, saying it wasn't a choice, her mom had hit her again. The beating continued until Amber promised to never mention it again and to date boys like a normal girl. But the worst part was what came next. My wife had told Amber that if I ever found out, I would disown her completely. She said I'd throw her out on the street and never speak to her again. She painted this picture of me as some violent homophobe who would rather have no daughter than a gay one. For 2 years, Amber had been terrified of me finding out. I felt rage building in my chest, like nothing I'd ever experienced. This woman I'd been married to for 18 years had been terrorizing our daughter behind my back. Amber had been living in fear in her own home, walking on eggshells around both of us. She'd forced herself to go on dates with boys she had no interest in, just to keep her mother satisfied. The garage door opened and we both froze. Amber's face went pale and she started apologizing again, saying she shouldn't have told me. I held her shoulders gently and promised everything would be okay. When my wife walked in with her fake book club smile, I told Amber to go to her room. She practically ran up the stairs. I confronted my wife immediately, asking if she'd known Amber was gay. Her face changed instantly from confused to defensive. She admitted she'd known for years and handled it appropriately by trying to fix her. When I told her she'd abused our daughter, she actually laughed. She said I was being dramatic and that tough love was necessary for Amber's own good. Then she said something that sealed her fate. She told me now that I knew it was my turn to beat the gay out of her once and for all. She said as the man of the house, I needed to show Amber real consequences. The casual way she suggested I abuse our child made my stomach turn. This wasn't the woman I thought I'd married. I filed for divorce the next week. My lawyer said the abuse Amber described would ensure I got full custody. My wife tried to act shocked and denied everything, but Amber's testimony, plus some text messages she'd saved, painted a clear picture. The judge granted me emergency custody while the divorce proceedings continued. Amber struggled at first to believe this was really happening. She kept asking if I was sure I wanted her to live with me full time. Every reassurance seemed to surprise her, like she was waiting for me to change my mind. We started therapy together to work through the trauma her mother had caused. Slowly, she began to trust that my love was unconditional. 6 months later, Amber asked if her girlfriend Melissa could come for dinner. She was nervous introducing us, but Melissa was lovely and clearly adored Amber. Watching them laugh together at our table filled me with joy. This was what Amber had been denied for years, just because of who she loved.